Guitar Players Planet. You see it in the papers, you read it every day. The riots and the fire going on in South LA. The muggers and the government, they're all wanting the same thing. They take you for your money with every spring. And I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. Take me. Guitar Players Planet. 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 Sunny skies, the smell of palm tree air. Looking back, I could never feel fair. The way the music has touched my soul, the way that the South holds its control. But I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back to the land of the new. Oh, na 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 na. another lost lone ranger. Can I break this spell? Take Guitar Players Planet. You see it in the papers, you read it every day. The riots and the fire going on in South LA. The muggers and the government, they're all wanting the same thing. They take all your money and whatever spring. And I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. Take me. Guitar Players Planet. 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 Sunny skies, the smell of palm tree air. Looking back, I could never feel fair. The way that music has touched my soul, the way that the South holds its control. But I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back to the land of the new. Oh, na 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 na. Seems to me that I have lost my old friend. Got the sunset on the highway again. Then I get lost, run along summer day. I must go back before it's too late. If you're afraid, you're feeling alone. Time and space can never unfold. The holidays can ring in your fear. The ghost embrace can only mean tears.
Good evening, everybody. Oh, that white damn
Hello.
clock again. Jesus. Excuse me.
You got to get, yeah.
Reset clock. There we go.
Don't worry, he'll forgive you.
What's
I
up? What's up?
We got Eddie, we got George, we got Greg. They're already
Everybody's
talking about the Quiv or Quiv. We were just
Yep.
talking about it offline because we
Golden
saw Greg
filter.
talk about it. And it was
Yep.
like, they got a dual band? I didn't even know. So,
Yeah, it's brand new.
and I'm sure that there's going to be more to come on that.
Yep.
That's going to be quite interesting. From what I read in the chat, it looks like Queeve or Quiv is
Yep.
comparing it and saying it's better than the Optolongs, either one,
Yeah.
the Extreme or
Compared
the
to the L Extreme, yeah.
yeah.
He
So
was
Well, I literally just finished watching his video on it. Not and when I literally turned the TV off upstairs, come down here, and I was it's the old adage, the proof is in the pudding. And he put up the side by sides, of the Optolong versus the Antlia, and
yeah,
the H alpha on that when he separated the channels, it was night and day. I mean, you just couldn't believe the difference. And even
really.
that's even
really.
coming through the algorithm through YouTube. It was a dramatic difference.
Wow.
What about when he
Yeah.
split off? What any issues with the O3 side?
Nope,
Halos
he
or
didn't get
anything?
any halos. He shot the horse head. He got Alan Attack up in there. He got the other star that I can't remember the name of it. It's farther north.
Yep.
Yep.
And no halos, no nothing. The signal, the SNR, the signal noise was amazing. I mean, the Optolong's a good filter, but this thing, holy cow!
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sean's talking it up already that Optolong's coming up with their new 3 nanometer, the Ultimate. So we'll see.
Yeah,
Yep.
the L Ultimate.
We'll see that's coming out. So
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah,
uh,
this one's a 5, I think.
Okay.
what the Enlias?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Antly is. I think it's a 5.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm just hearing of it first time within the last 20 minutes, so I have not had any done it. You probably know more than me or Eric Scott on this
Yeah.
one since you just saw the video. So we're looking forward to kind of um, seeing the results of that compared to the other ones, and hopefully with the and Sean's right whenever you're talking about new filters come out, there's always going to be improvements over improvements over improvements. It's kind
Yeah.
of like
Yeah.
it's a little different. So hopefully, when new filters come out, the technology gets better, the coatings get better, the glass gets better, and you get better results. No halos, no garbage that you won't need. So how's it going,
it
Jim?
just amazes me it continually over the past 3 years when the original Triad. Remember the first
Yeah,
Triad
sure.
when it first came out?
That was
I
about what, two
believe,
years
and
ago, three
yeah,
years
about
ago.
2 to 3 years
Yep.
ago, and everything, and then ever since then, I mean, you're looking at the L Enhanced, the L Extreme. You looking at Altair Astros,
Yeah,
quad
the
bands and
quads and
tri
dual.
bands,
Yep.
and an STC. It's just amazing because they're embracing so much of the one shot color movement,
Yep.
Yep.
and and people nowadays, they want the instant quick fix, the instant gratification. I mean, we talked about this in the past, where you're
Yeah.
doing, when you're doing mono, you're going through every filter, your LRGB, or you're doing narrowband, your SHO, and all of that. But now with one shot color, since and even the improvements. I mean, you're looking at from the 183 to now the 2600 in the
Yeah.
6200.
Yep.
It's incredible over the past 3 years what one shot color CMOS sensors have been able to bring to astrophotography.
I'm
It's
telling you.
Yeah.
crazy.
I know,
And then
and
you get the filters to go along with it.
it's gonna be interesting where
It's a
it's never
revolution
gonna stop.
happening.
It's never gonna
No,
stop.
it's never going to stop, because now you've got so many more people now that are coming into the hobby, but they want it. They want the art. They want to see the images. They want to share stuff with their friends. However, they look at it as art versus science,
Yep.
versus scientific. They look at it more as art. So a lot of these people, especially the new ones, they don't necessarily also have the time to work with mono, or maybe have the interest to work with mono versus a one shot color. You can get a one shot color and you can get one of these, multi-band, filters, and do some narrow band, and you're done. And I
Yeah.
mean, you just do it once. You do one set of flats. You
Yep.
have one shot. If you really want to, you could split it. You can split the channels, and do a faux SHO or HOO. You can do all that, but if you really want to get deep into it, but for most folks, they just want to do it, get it done, go through, run it through APP or PixInsight or Photoshop or what have you, and share it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They want to just take the shots, get them in there, share them with their friends, say, "Look what I did."
Yep, that's exactly right. And you know what the funny thing is? I finally got it. Here we go.
What you got?
This is finally
What's in the box?
what's in the box. The Deep Sky Dad ZWO
Is that the EAF?
Red Cat EAF
Okay.
brackets and everything. I got the dovetails and everything with the rings and the ASI air clip and everything. So I'm in the process of putting that together, and I'll get my 200L back from a friend of mine that I lent it out to. And I think if I can figure out these flats, and I know Sean's been helping me, and people have been looking, everybody who's looked at it, even novices, have said, "Hey, your flats are effed," and I know that. I know that, but I just can't figure it out because I'm pulling these flats on a 294 at 0 gain at about 28,000, 29,000 ADU.
Okay.
Right? And I dump them into PixInsight, and they don't calibrate out. There's still dust motes. There's still stuff, and
Are you sure you didn't do anything with your image train by mistake?
Dude, I am sure. It's fine. I even took another set of flats after the first set, and it came out exactly the same way. So, sky flat. I'm not doing sky flats, Sean. I can't even figure out. You know what? I was talking to Sean the other night, and I was like, you know what? After all these problems with flats, and I know it has nothing to do with this because my flat panel is fine, but I pulled the trigger on the spiker flat. So
Oh, you did.
I did. I said, "God damn it! I don't care. I'm just getting one." And I was so frustrated, so I bought it. And that is not going to be the fix. That's not the fix. I've done very well with this little dinky flat panel, and it's worked fine for me. It's a Lacerta flat panel, and it works fine. But it's just something is going on and maybe the crowd and somebody could answer me. So I pull off of Nina a flat,
Right.
and I grab it, and the 294 is a 14-bit camera, so I pull it out of Nina at 28,000. I throw it into PI. I throw it into the statistics to get the stats on the picture, and it shows up in 16-bit at 28,000 and 14-bit at 8.
That doesn't make any sense.
And it looks like a little hole, like I'm looking through a black big pen. It looks like a little hole.
Right.
And
That's something that's not making sense.
yeah, so
Have you tried to simply run it through Deep Sky Stacker?
Honestly, no.
And
No, I haven't.
And just try to run it through Deep Sky Stacker and see where you're at there.
I haven't. It's just driving me nuts. I mean, I'm not a moron. I know how to take flats. I know how to calibrate my photos, but this is just, I think it's this, I got something against in my head, one-shot color. I got something in there. It's just, I want it not to work. And, something's there. I'm not sure. I don't know. So
yeah, but that doesn't explain why it's the metadata that's coming from the camera is giving you those two different values.
Yeah,
that
but I
sounds
spoke
like
to
there's
another
something...
friend of mine that did the same thing and ran the flats through the ASI Air and ran it, same camera, 29,000 ADU.
Yeah, that's what.
His calibrates out, and it does the same thing to him, where if he drops it to 14-bit in PI to take a look at the stats, it runs to 7,000 ADU anyway. Now, I think that's just some sort of glitch somewhere that I just happened across because maybe I was just messing around too much and just found something that was kind of weird. But it's just very, very odd. So I think that the whole thing, and I spoke to Sean about this a little bit over at Visible Dark, and he said, you know what? And I spoke to you on this offline a little bit, but I'm just gonna go Unity and see what happens,
Yeah.
and go
Yeah.
120 and figure it out from there and see what happens. And
Why
we'll see.
not?
We'll see.
Why not?
So,
Yeah.
so we got Thanksgiving coming up, right?
We do.
We got
Tomorrow.
Thanksgiving. So everybody knows we are out in 48 minutes. We are out.
Yeah.
I'm cutting it. I'm just gonna hit the stream button and we're out. Maybe even mid sentence. So if it goes out like the end of a Sopranos episode, that's why. So a couple of cool things. You weren't here. Scott was here. Well, I'll show you real quick. And Sean, I'm sorry. I know you're there, but I stole something from you that Pete stole from you, apparently. So I got this like Wheel of Fortune thing for the giveaway, and I put people's name in there, and it spins the wheel, and it's no picking hats. I just put the names in there, and it's on the screen, and you can see if you won or not. So on the Sean's laughing. But so
You don't
this
even
is,
look like Bob Barker.
no. The price is wrong. No, sorry.
It's wrong, Bob.
But yeah. So I originally thought it was a Pete idea, Pete Pruill from IP for AP, because um, at the end of the sessions for Masters of Pix Insight, they have some giveaways and stuff like that, and they use that. So I was like, oh man, I want the program, give it to me. He's like, well, I stole it from Sean, but here you go. And I said, it's literally, it's on the web. You put in the names, and it makes a wheel, and you hit the button, and that's it. But it's pretty cool. So, but we're going to be giving away the first camera, the first of the Planetary Player One cameras that were donated
Tyler?
by Tyler. We're going to be doing it on the Amy Astro show on the 17th. And all you have to do is email me your email address, send it to, let me see if I can put the email up there for you right across Scott's face again. And there we go. You can send it right there. And you can send your email. If you already sent it, please don't send it again. Everyone gets a shot at winning. You go in, and we already got about 10 or 12 people in the list already. And I'm going to start blasting it on TikTok and everything this coming week while I'm on vacation. So look out for that. So I also spoke to Mr. APT, who just recently came out with his new edition, 3.9, Ivanov Prolov, or I always screw up his name. Sorry, not Ivalo Stoyanov, over at APT, and I'll get that out of your face, Scott. There you go. There you go. You're back, and he's going to be coming on. That's probably going to be a recorded show because there is a 7-hour time difference. He's out in Belgium, I think. Belgium or Brussels, one of the B countries out in Europe. And actually, Belgium, Brussels isn't even a country. I shouldn't even have said that.
No,
but he's going to be on. And so our next guest is going to be December 10th for the Star Aid. And that's going to be an interesting show. I'm trying to get one to test it. He hasn't answered me. I also found out that we also are really close to nailing down Dr. Sass for iTelescope.
Nice.
So Pete Myers has been working on that. So thank you, Pete, for working on that. And sometime in first quarter again, we're gonna have. It's locked down. It's gonna be Filippo, Omar, and Tom from Prima Luce. So that's gonna be a lot of fun.
And that's going to be a recorded.
That's gonna be recorded as well. Yeah, the time in Italy. We'll probably do it on a weekend.
Yeah.
I think I might do. Sean, I've been playing with Melon, and I kind of like it. So I think we may be using that. It's a little bit easier.
Okay.
And we could have up to like 8 people. So what I'm thinking at, if everybody behaves themselves in our viewership, I could
Good
have
luck with that.
one line set up for
Yeah.
people to come in and ask their questions live. So I was
Yeah,
thinking
that's a
about
good
that.
idea.
As long as
Wouldn't be a bad
if
idea, but we'll
somebody
see.
doesn't behave, that's it. It's out. But I'll leave one line open for somebody to come in that could come and hang out and only ask a question, get off. We don't want you all there all day. So we know some of you guys could go on and on like me.
Right.
But yeah, so that's what we
Oh
got
boy.
set up so far. I mean, so the Warren show was very, very good.
Yep.
I know that Sean is going to have, I think Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, if you're still there, I think he's setting up his next Astro Chat. So he's setting up
That'll
the
be
next
number
one.
3.
Yeah, that's number 3.
Yeah.
There's
I'm looking forward to that.
rumor has it that maybe some people from AstroWorld will come on and hang out. So
Cool. We'll see.
hint, 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 Sean.
Hint, hint.
Yep, he says, yep.
Hint, hint.
So
Nudge, hint, hint.
we could be number 10, we could be number 8. It's okay. You know, we'll all hang out. You know, it's fine.
But
That's funny.
this is gonna. But no, we've got a lot of cool stuff happening. You know, this month and into the new year, man. It's pretty slick.
Yeah, and I think that 2022 is going to be the year of the Star Party return. I really do.
I really hope so.
I really do. I really do. I
It'll
think,
It'll be the age of Aquarius.
yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we can pull something together and we can all meet. You know, and
I'm
have
not.
an
Oh, yeah.
official-
That and
have an
you know,
official
I'm
Star
hoping
Party.
that that Memorial Day kind of week, that whenever that new moon is, and we'll talk after February and
Yeah.
kind of figure it
we'll get
out.
a better idea.
Yeah, but I think Cherry Springs Neve is booked
Mhm.
right now for middle April.
Nice.
They're doing a combo, live and virtual,
Nice.
and you'll see again yours truly touting the my famous Crazy Eddie commercials that I do.
I know, man. Those crack me up, man.
It's
Oh.
insane.
I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna get dressed up like him. I'm gonna do like I'm gonna do it. Should I do it? Let's see. April. Is there any holidays in April? No, not really. Right? No holidays.
Well, there may be Easter, but that's about.
Yeah, but I'm not getting dressed up like a bunny.
Oh, why not? Come on.
Well, maybe.
I know
maybe.
we could probably get somebody volunteer to nail you to the cross.
I am sure I can find a couple of people that would do that, but I don't think
Oh,
that would be a.
God.
Yeah, that
Sorry,
would.
Pete. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
That's God.
That's
Yeah, leave church and state out of AstroWorld. Leave it at
that's coming a little over for me, guys.
little bit.
A little bit. So,
But yeah, so I mean, so NEAF is in. I'm pretty sure NEAC is on, which is the Northeast Astro Imaging Conference.
they
Which
usually do them at the same time?
well, they usually do it before the week, like the Wednesday,
Back to back.
Thursday before NEAF, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday is NEAF, or it's the Thursday, Friday, and they kind of run over Friday. Not sure if that's 100%, but NEAF is definitely on as of now. A whole bunch of people are booking. Okie-Tex is booked.
Okay.
The Nebraska Star Party is booked. So there's a lot of star parties out there that are already looking into 2022. That is the return of us actually doing stuff together.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah, and don't forget about the big one down in Key West.
I'm not going to make it this year. It's February. That's not going to happen. Maybe the following February. Maybe 2023. Still on my bucket list.
Yeah, that's a heck of a drive. Even from where I'm at, that's still like 6.5 hours.
Yeah, but you know what's going to happen. I'm going to finally come down there. There's going to be another like hurricane or something. So,
Not in February.
Well, they'll have it. No, it'll happen like what just happened. It tore up Key West and they canceled Winter Star Party, and then the year after that they actually didn't have it the original spot. They moved it just so they could have it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so it's now they're back to normal. Obviously, that's a long way away, but I'm super excited about getting out there and bringing out the 18-inch Obsession. Very excited.
Nice.
Haha, climate change fixes all.
Right.
Yeah. So what do you guys got going on? I know, Eric, you haven't been feeling well all week. Have you been doing anything as far as
Yeah, actually, I have. I've been working on IC443, the jellyfish.
the jelly?
I've
Yeah.
been, yeah, I've been doing that with the Rasa and with the 294 mono.
Okay.
I actually switched from Optolong, my Optolong 12 nanometer,
Okay.
to to uh, astronomic
Okay.
to astronomic filters.
Yep.
Um, Basically because I want to see because when I was doing the veil, the Western veil, and I was doing another image, another target, I was on L3. I was getting bad, even on HA. I was getting bad halos.
Really?
Yeah, I was getting really bad halos off of the Optolong. So I switched over to Astronomic. These are all 12 nanometer,
Yeah, because you got in
and
both those objects, you got one killer star in both those
you do in
objects.
both those options.
You got the one right at the bottom of the jelly, and then you got the
Yeah,
one right in the Western Veil. And
right in the Western
yeah,
Veil.
right in the broom.
And I was doing because I was doing the Western Veil, and I was also doing the Flying Bat and Squid,
Yep.
and I was getting halos, and then not only halos, I was getting, and I was actually being able to see a bit of my cabling from the Rasa because it was getting so bright. And I was only doing like 180 because
Okay.
it's so faint.
Yeah.
The squid is so faint, so I was only doing like 100, 180-second exposures. And I was looking at the histogram. And the histogram was only giving me like 2,500 ADU median,
Wow.
but I was getting halos after I was stacking them. So I said, all right, let me try these. I've got these other filters, these astronomics, and they're supposed to tout that they have much better coatings.
Okay.
So so right now they're doing HA, at least from what I'm looking at on the HA, the previews. There's no haloing, but who knows once everything is stacked and calibrated, what that's going to look like. And then I'll have to wait for darker skies so I can get the O3
Yeah.
into where we're at there. But that's been the struggle. That and clear nights, and we were talking about this earlier. Clear nights, but windy.
Yeah. Same
So
thing here.
I have to figure out. I'm gonna have to make some sort of windbreak.
A wind shear.
Maybe something. Maybe an L-shaped windbreak or something with PVC and tarps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I can actually try to get some imaging done because we've had some, not today, but we've had some pretty nice nights. However, you get 15-mile-per-hour winds,
Yeah, I
the
hear
guy
you.
can get
You
screwed
ain't
up.
getting nothing.
You ain't getting nothing. That
You
guy
know.
can,
So I got a question for you guys, and maybe you guys could jump on in because I just picked
yeah,
up the AstroDad stuff and the plan for that with I was gonna go all ASI ZWO stuff and
okay,
see if I can make this thing work.
sure,
Everybody knows that I don't play well with ZWO sometimes. I just don't. And this is kind of the ticket for me for my super portable.
right,
So, so I was thinking of taking my 294 with
okay,
a filter slider,
mm-hmm,
which I have on my 200L or Canon lens, whatever. I got a couple of them
mm-hmm,
that I could use. I got a nice 200L. I got like a 24 millimeter. I think it's 24 1.8. So I got some decent lenses that I could use.
sure,
And then I got the ASI Air Plus. I got the
okay,
bracket for that. I got the EAF. I got all the Deep Sky Dad stuff for it. And I'm
yeah,
gonna slap it all together. So that's gonna be my super portable. But here's the kicker.
okay,
So now I got the Esprit. I still have the Esprit
mm-hmm,
if I take the 294 off the Esprit and put it on as my portable, right?
Yeah.
Now, what's the suggestion on putting something else on the Esprit for an upgrade?
For an upgrade.
For an upgrade. I was thinking about going complete mono on that again.
Are you thinking like the
This is the
2600
100?
mono?
What's that? No,
Or
the 80. I don't
The
know.
80.
I don't know. I just haven't. I mean, I'm okay with that size chip on the 294. I'm okay with that. Um, bigger is fine, but again, you go bigger, you're spending $1,000 more on a camera. So, I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet.
I've been going back and forth on this myself.
Yeah.
To decide on where do I go next. Because I've got the 290, I've got both 294s and I've got the 533.
Right.
But I've been seeing some great data that people have been putting out with the 2600. And I am really interested, in trying that out with that ASPC chip. So
Yep.
I'm really, and I've got 2-inch filters, so that's not going to be a problem. So I'm not worried about swapping out and trying to get new filters. It's just, do I want to pull the trigger and spend the $2,000?
Yeah. No, I hear you.
So, and it's like, okay, that, and I'm also been trying to decide, and I think I've already settled on my next scope, my travel scope finally.
And
And I told you, it's going to be the 91. It's going to be the FLT 91.
okay.
I love William Yang's stuff. He's never, the quality has always been there. It's never steered me wrong. But I want a travel refractor. So I'm going to go for the 91 at some point. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But when that's going to happen, who knows?
Sean's touting the QHY 268.
That's 2600.
That's basically 2600,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. It's a little bit cheaper than the 2600, so
Yeah.
about $300 cheaper, but it's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Astronomy
I'm going
Tools.
to go with the 2600. I'm going to go with the 2600 because I've got because I'm in the ZWO family.
Yeah. Because right now on the Esprit, I already have the whatchamacallit, the moonlight focuser. So I mean, I can't go that way without tearing the whole thing apart again.
Right.
And the moonlight focus is awesome. I'm not gonna, not gonna take that off. So I mean, but then I'm back to, okay, do I need to get another Eagle because do I there are things I'm gonna want to do because with this stacking right now and the telescope, I need to crawl a little bit before I start running the marathon because
Sure.
I went side by side, then I went stacked, then I went side by side, and the side by side wasn't working again, so I took it all apart. Now I'm just going single, and that's where I'm at right now. So I have it set up single, so I could like flip the Eagle and turn things around and use it for both setups right now. But eventually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the other the Atlas that I have out there and just put a cover on that and run that on the tripod for now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You were saying,
No,
Scott?
I'm looking on astronomy.tools, and I just put into the parameters there your Skywatcher 80. No Barlow or reducer, right?
No, it's a single power.
Great.
So.
Yeah. So the ZWO, it's interesting. They don't have an option for the color camera. They only have the mono.
Oh.
Interesting.
In the drop down for astronomy.tools, they only have the ZWO mono. They don't have the color.
For what?
Don't have the color.
The color camera, the
The
2600.
2600.
It doesn't say M/C.
Uh,
2600 M/C.
that's the color camera.
It's if it's M/C, it's monochrome and color. It's the same chip.
Oh, you see,
So-
I thought MC stood for monochrome.
If it's just MC without the slash, then it's monochrome.
No,
So,
this is MC Pro.
no, MC Pro is the color.
Yeah.
I can't see that, bro. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
it's not showing up.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the
That's okay.
2600 MC Pro. Yeah, it's you know, it's the same pixel size, 3.76 nanometer. One-to-one binning, and you are fine in crappy seeing, bad seeing, and okay seeing. Not that those are actual selections in there. That's just my own interpretation.
Yep. No, I hear
But
you.
you're
So I got to be honest with you. I got to go with I like the QHY. The experience that I've had with the QHY right now has been very good with the camera that I have right now with the 16200. Again, it's a little slow, but with the CMOS side of QHY, I think it's going to be a lot faster. So,
which camera is that?
the QHY 268, I think.
The 268.
Yep.
Okay.
$268.
Yeah.
268.
That's good.
C.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yep.
It's exactly the same
Or seeing, good
as
seeing.
the ZWO. It's exactly the same.
Yep.
Exactly the same.
So I'm not, again, that 268 may be a way for me to go. I mean, that's not a bad deal. I mean, I think it's like 2200 for it.
Yeah, it's the same. Well, 2200. The color is 19, I think, isn't it?
Is it?
The ZWO.
Yeah,
No, I'm talking about the
it's
QHY one.
1900. Yeah, the ZWO is 1900.
1900.
2000,
Yeah.
1999. It's
The
1999.
color,
the
I think, is
pix-
2480, if I remember right.
Yeah, the pixel size is exactly the same. The resolution 194,
Yeah, chip's gonna be the
1.94 pixel. It's
It's just
exactly the
barrier.
same.
It's just a barrier matrix.
Yep.
But hey, well, we'll have to see. Like right now, my next project is I want to finish. So you know what the funny thing was? Remember we were talking about those double stars that I was getting in whatchamacallit,
Oh yeah.
in the Pac-Man?
Yeah, where you had the big one and the little one,
Yeah.
big star and
it-
little star, all scattered through it. Yeah,
It looks like for whatever reason, some of my photos were dithering in between the photo while it was shooting.
that would do it.
So I found out what the problem was. It had something to do with the advanced sequencer in Nina, and it was user error. But I found out that a lot of the pictures were okay. And it just turned out to be the ones that we were looking at live that were literally,
Yeah.
Eric, there was the bright star here, and then there was a shadow of it right here. And every single star. It wasn't like
star.
it was every star. So it
It was really
moved
wild
it,
looking.
and it moved it, and it moved it, and
Yeah.
so it was weird. So it was dithering, or it was something. It was a big mess up in there.
Not for nothing, but you should hold on to at least one of those pictures and do a write up on it for people that might have, because you can't be the only person that's going to experience that problem.
Yeah, I'll do it like a 5-liner. It'll be dansbrainfarts.com.
There you go.
That's what that's going to be doing. Josh is looking to do some upgrades to my setup. Currently, iOptron Sky Guider and Red Cat. I was thinking of adding guiding with the ASI Air and ZWO autoguider.
Yeah, you can definitely.
I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, because you know more about this than me, Eric. You have to use the ST4 cable with the Sky Guider.
I believe you do. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
are you
this
thinking
the
about,
Sky
Josh,
Guider
were
an
you thinking
equatorial?
about when someone now suggested getting a go-to mount for just a little more money, but I'm at a loss trying to find one. I would, for that type
35.
of weight, you can consider an Ioptron, like a CEM 25 or a 40. You could a 40 is going to be more than enough. 25, you might be getting close to that weight, that 25-pound payload, because it's truly 25 pounds or 40 payload. You could look at the EQ6, the EQ6R.
Yeah, next year,
You know,
sometime.
yeah. So you could look at that as well.
You know, and to Eric's
As
point,
far as
and the
go-tos,
ioptrons actually have been overpromising pretty much on their deliveries. So they've been saying it's going to be like June of next year.
yeah,
And
it's
I
a while ago.
literally, yeah, but I've literally been getting ioptrons in the door.
Wow,
Yeah, like 3 or 4 months before
nice.
their drop dead date. So um, the EQ6 is about 1,700 now. I think they just raised prices.
Yeah, they're
Um,
starting to raise prices a
but
lot.
everybody is because of
Yes,
this whole
with
thing.
inflation and everything. Yeah,
It's the inflation, it's the
the
supply
tariffs.
chain, and well, believe it or not, tariffs have gotten a little bit better.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
they still are not as good as when they were 5 years ago,
Hmm.
um, but they were
Yeah.
originally plus 25% or more for China for telescopes. They're
Hmm.
now down to about 16. So a little bit
Okay,
better,
a little
but
bit better.
the problem is that the dealers are now still raising the prices to cover for that 16, and
Yeah,
so they're passing the tariff on to the consumer, which is
yeah. I
Yeah. You.
would, Josh. I would also get on Cloudy Nights. Get on the Cloudy Night
Yeah.
classifieds. Get on the Cloudy Night classifieds. Start looking there. Um, you could even, I have one. You could even consider an advanced VX, a
I was
Celestron
just gonna say for like
AVX.
$200 more, he's looking
You
at
could
800
consider,
for 1,000
right.
bucks.
You could
Um,
get the AVX.
and I
Um,
think I have one left, Josh. I think I have one. So,
so it's
The,
something to
the
consider.
EQM35,
yep, for like 800. Yep,
Yeah.
800.
yep,
I personally would look at it versus the AVX. I would consider looking at like the Skywatcher or the Ioptron. This is just
yeah.
me personally because I have, from my own personal experience, because I've got the AVX, I've
Yep.
had the CGX, I've got the Ioptron. So I'm talking from somewhat of an experienced user here. The AVX is a great intro mount. It is. I've taken some great images with it. However, the stock AVX can be a pain in the butt, especially when it
Yep.
comes to balancing because of the lubricants that
Yep.
they
The
put in
grease.
there.
Yeah.
The grease is
Very stiff.
absolutely awful.
Yeah. Very stiff.
That's one of my biggest complaints with the AVX and even the CGX. In
Yep.
this model, so I'm going to say Celestron.
Yep.
That is my biggest problem.
And that's why a lot
However,
of people send them out and
and I've
spend
done it.
$400, $500
I've spent
more
the
to get it
500 extra bucks to get it
hypertuned.
hypertuned.
Yep.
You
And
know,
get
I
rid
sent
of
it off
that
to Deep
crap
Space
grease.
Products.
And yeah, I
Yes.
mean, it's the EQ6R is really, really the way to go if you want to spend that kind of money.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in the sub $2,000 range, um, the 6R, you won't get on the list, get them, but you be prepared to wait. Be
Yeah.
prepared to wait.
And if you can get like through Cloudy Nights, if you can find somebody who has an HEQ5,
Yeah, yeah,
grab that sucker.
yep,
Seriously, that's probably one of the older but one of the best mounts, at least from what I understand, that has been out there. You know, and they don't make them anymore, but it's been a workhorse
yeah.
of a mount.
I mean, I got to be honest with you. I've had Cinta mounts for 15 years now. That
Hmm.
means Skywatcher, Orion, anything that has a SynScan um, software. and I've loved every single one right now. I started with the Sirius back way back when, so that's like
Way back when?
the I think it's about 30-pound weight capacity. Upgraded to the Atlas at 40, and that thing lasted me like 9 years. That thing lasted me a long time, and I went to the EQ6R. Not much of an upgrade as far as weight class is concerned, but it's now a belt-driven mount, which was awesome. So,
Right.
so that was awesome, and now I'm up to the EQ8R, which is on the pier right now. So, but
Yeah, I
a
don't
lot of
think the
fun.
price is really the problem, Josh. I think it's the availability.
Availability.
Believe it
That's
or not, Skywatcher and Ioptron aren't that bad as far as if they say June, it's probably coming in February. So
He's talking about the EQ5.
EQ5 is a little bit easier to get than the EQ6. Um, the HEQ5, I want to say it's about 1,500. What is it? 1225 right now. So a little bit more. Everyone's showing it back ordered. But I'm telling you, if you get on the
Shocker.
list, get on the list now and just pay a little bit off at a time, and you'll have it before you know it. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do we got?
It's Frank. Hey, Frank.
I don't know if this is still available or not, but I just saw, I'm looking here. There's an HEQ5 that somebody was selling
Yep.
for
Just also just be
$900.
careful when you're on cloudy nights.
Yeah, you do.
I know a couple of
Absolutely.
people that have been scammed a little bit or attempted to be scammed. Eric, I know you had an issue a couple of months back
Yep.
where you almost pulled it. What was that? On the 9.25.
Yep.
Um,
And too
so
good to be true.
yeah, so just be
Yeah, if they
careful.
don't take
Like
PayPal,
AstroWorld.
run.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
they don't
yeah.
take PayPal, don't.
Get the buyer protection from PayPal,
Yep.
and you'll be fine.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
Eddie threw out a thank you to me. I got his tri-pier. He got the Ioptron tri-pier,
Mm-hmm.
and he ordered that.
Nice.
That literally came in like 2 weeks. They said it was going
What
to be.
mount? What mount is he putting on that?
I think he's got the NJP. He's putting a Takahashi on it. I think.
Huh.
Actually, no. He bought the CEM60. He was the guy that bought the CEM60.
Oh,
Floating
yeah.
around. Yeah, he got the
Yeah.
CEM60. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. I
Yeah.
got it. I remembered Eddie before you typed that. I remember. But yeah, it was a CEM60.
Oh, congrats, Mark. He said he
Yeah.
decided on the Mach 2. Once you get it, you're going to love it.
Oh my goodness.
It's going
I'm
to
on
be
a
a wait,
waiting
though.
list for Mach 2. You'll have that probably like my birthday, 2023.
Yeah, I was going to say 2023.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you have the NJP as well, Eddie. I remember you bought that from us at Camera Concepts. How you doing? And let's see. Why would I want to upgrade the mount versus adding some automation and control to the current setup? So, weight. That would
Yeah.
be weight capacity.
Yeah.
With
Capacity,
with
quality
your
of guiding.
yeah, with your with your with Star Adventure or Sky Guider, you're stuck at what, 11 pounds, I think, if I remember right. Um, if that's where you're going to stay, no problem adding the automation, getting the
Yeah.
the F4 ZWO mini guider, plopping that on there with the ASI Air, no problem doing that. I know plenty of people that do that. Now, if you want to future-proof something, then you're gonna have to go up in a weight class. Yeah, you're gonna have to go up on the mount.
Yeah.
So here you go. I'll throw this out to
Yep.
you guys. And he said they said around March 2023. Mark, just so you know, my birthday's in February, so I was close. So I'll throw this out to you guys. Do the go-to mounts guide that much better on their own as compared to the Star Adventurer?
Yeah.
Depends on the mount.
Depends. Yeah.
Well,
Depends
no,
on the mount, but-
even the AVX
I
Um,
mean,
the HEQ5, the EQ6.
Well, you have to understand the science behind the two different mounts. You know, the one moves in one axis, the other one moves in two.
Correct.
two, right? Exactly. I mean, you're moving in both RA and declination,
Yep.
Yeah,
and you have much better tracking.
Yep.
You can set you can set a much better tracking rate and all of as well. So yeah, I mean, just those few things. Right
then
off the
it's about
bat.
the mechanics,
Yeah.
how well the gears are machined, the meshing, the lubricants. That's
Yep.
where hyper tuning comes in.
Yep.
And getting the right kind of lubricant. I mean, anybody who knows anything about this kind of machinery will tell you lubricant is everything.
Yep. It is.
If
But
you don't have
remember,
good
like what
lube,
we forget about it. If you don't have some
forget
nice good
about it.
super lube, yeah. If you don't have some nice good super
Remember we
lube,
talked
anything
about
like
that,
that.
Dan, about that mount, and
Yep.
putting it, the
The
weight,
swing
just
test.
dropping your weight bar, no
Yep.
weights, nothing, just the bar, and
Just
just
the
doing
bar.
that pendulum test, and it should
Yep.
whoosh 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 whoosh
It
whoosh
Yeah.
should.
whoosh.
I know some AVX literally that I took
Hit
it
it
and
whoosh.
no, it just didn't move.
It just didn't move.
It just didn't
It
move.
just doesn't
And I'm
move.
like, the clutch is loose, right? And yeah, it's loose. And that definitely is not a mount that I would try. But I mean, but then when I did the Hypertune on the Atlas and I dropped it, man, that thing wouldn't stop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The guys at Deep Space Products,
yeah,
no problem.
yeah.
I
And
A lot of them
mean,
Frank,
have
I'd like
seen
to
my
know,
press
you better
runs.
be checking out that scope. So Frank bought the 9 and a
is
quarter
there a
from a friend of
go-to
mine
mount that would be a downgrade
to the
from a
Sky
Skydiver?
Adventure. No,
No, no.
Why would you do
You
that?
you have to no. One thing, Josh, you have to. We talk about this all the time. If you are serious about astrophotography, the heart of your entire setup, no matter what you put, no matter the camera, the lenses, the scope, all of that, the mount is the heart of it all.
Yep.
If you do not have a good, solid tracking mount, you may as well just stop.
yep,
Yeah.
I agree.
Because that before anything, when people ask how should I get started, in astrophotography, what do I need? First thing I'm gonna say, you need a solid mount.
Yep.
Yep.
You need a solid mount because that is the foundation. Everything else goes right with that because your guiding is dependent on that mount.
Yep.
Because if you're not tracking well, if you're not guiding well, and if you're not getting the right information, if you're not getting the right balance because of the bad grease and lubricants and all that stuff, and those axes are off, man, you're
gonna be
it's
more
going
frustrating.
you're gonna be
But,
super frustrated. It's going from a
let me
good
illustrate it.
picture to a great picture.
Let me illustrate it this way. One of the things that you'll notice when you start getting out there and polar aligning. Now, if you're on a pier,
Yeah.
it's not as evident, even though it still is. But if you're actually having to get out and setting up a tripod every night, and polar aligning, I kid you not. I've sat there and you can just blow on the mount and you can see it shake the camera.
Yeah. And again,
You just barely touch, the azimuth screws, and it's just all over the place.
So somebody
If
just
that
mentioned. Go ahead.
if the mount isn't manufactured well, if it isn't machined to tolerance, if there's any play in it at all, that's all going to show up in your guiding.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
all going to show up in your imagery. Eric is absolutely right. I've hit this for a while. Your tripod, your mount, all of that, your base, that is incredibly important.
Yeah, I mean, and somebody was just mentioning the Sharp Star mount a couple of minutes ago, on the chat,
Mm.
and I hope that whoever plays with it next has a lot better luck with it than I did, because I was super frustrated with the mount. I didn't even get it. I didn't even get it connected to the Eagle. I mean, I spent literally like a full 2 or 3 days just figuring out the logistics of,
Yeah.
the polar alignment, carrying carrying around these freaking lug wrenches and Allen screws and rods and whatever. I shouldn't have to carry around an Allen screw and a rod to polar align my scope, where shouldn't have to do that when I'm
Right.
spending
Yeah.
$3,400 on a mount. But
Right.
Ernie Jacobs said he's super happy with his EQ6R. Me too. Love it.
Yep.
It's a workhorse.
Yep.
It
It's
is.
awesome.
It is. Just like my CEM60. The
Yep.
CEM60 is a workhorse. They don't make them anymore,
Nope.
but
If you
people
can
are
find
trying
it,
to.
get it.
But if you get it, get it.
Get
Find
it.
one, get one. But Josh,
There's
seriously, man, if you are in this hobby and you want to get, and if your goal is just to get nice pictures, just to even share with people, you won't be able to do that, going, I know, just halfway. I mean, it's I'm a true believer of, like, say, go big or go home, and I'm not talking about spending lots of money,
Yep.
but but doing the research, being smart about it, and I'm glad you've come to us, and you can go to others, and they'll probably sell you the same thing. Spend the time, do the research, get the right amount.
Yep.
Because dude, you can take everything you have right now and work with what you've got right now on a new mount versus your sky guider, and I can almost guarantee you will see, even with that upgrade, you will see a difference,
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
because now you're talking about really auto guiding,
Yeah.
and you're talking about, now you're moving on 2 axes, RAN deck. So there's lots of other things. But yeah,
Yeah.
big
I
fan,
mean,
man.
and plus you're going to be able to take longer exposures, more
Longer
accurate
exposures.
exposures. Um,
Yes.
it's gonna be a lot better. You're gonna, and you know what? In all fairness, I mean, I don't know about the Star Adventure. I played around with it a little bit, but as far as accurate polar alignment and stuff like that, if you don't have the iPolar version of the Sky Adventure, and you got to do it with the polar scope, there's only how accurate you're gonna get it, and the more accurate your polar alignment it is, the better it
you're
is for
getting.
your guiding,
You better your
because the
guidance going to be
corrections aren't as strong or
strong.
aggressive, that
Mm-hmm.
they you don't have to be as, it's just simple nudges as opposed to quick jerks
Right.
to, oh my God, I need to move this way, this way, this way, this way. You're just moving a little bit, a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ernie said 50% of your budget should be the mount.
The mount.
God, I
Yeah,
wish
that's
that was.
probably a good rule of
I
thumb.
wish that was totally true, but it's probably close. You know. Not if you're Scott, of course.
Me personally, I would probably push more to. This is just me. I'll probably push more to 60.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
that's, I would spend more on the mount if I could.
yeah.
But
Oh yeah,
Well,
me
if
too.
the
Me too.
50% is your mount, tripod, and OTA, not counting an eagle, not counting filters, not
Yeah,
counting
well, yeah,
cameras.
yeah.
yeah,
That's what I'm
If
saying.
it's just those three things, then yeah,
Then
okay,
yeah,
maybe.
yeah,
I agree with
then
that.
yeah, okay,
That's
okay.
fine. I would say just scope and mount. Then you know what I
Scope,
mean?
tripod, and mount. 50% should be your mount. That's, yeah, I can
Eddie,
see
what
that.
what what are you putting on the rig? Because I have a CEM60 and I started out with a 21. I ended up getting an additional 11.
Yeah, that's what I actually told him. We have him in the store. He actually called me. He's looking for some more input on that.
And
I
11, I've got the 11 and that. So that 32 pounds,
Yep,
at
he'll
least
be
for
fine.
me, for my Edge or my Rasa, is totally fine.
Yeah, and if you wanna be sexy while you're doing it, you go stainless steel.
Yeah, well,
Yes. I actually went over to AP and got it and got mine. I actually went over to AP and
yeah,
got
he's
it.
got the TOE 130. So it's a heavy scope, but I mean, with 30
But I think
pounds,
the 30 pounds will
it'll be
be a good
fine.
counter for it.
It'll be fine.
So just get an 11 pounder, and I think you'll be golden.
Our go-to mounts better at polar alignment on their own.
They
That's an
you have to
interesting
polar
question.
line it. You're
Yeah.
gonna have to polar line it yourself. It's a manual process, so they
Yeah.
don't polar line on their own.
Yep.
Not
It is
yet.
something where you manually have to do it. However, if you get tools such as a pole master, or you use something like Sharp Cap,
Yep.
or in
Yep.
my case with the ASI Air, we have the ASI Air's polar alignment. It makes it so much easier for when I first got started. When I first got started with my AVX, I was doing things manually, and I had this guy. This polar scope is
Yeah.
inside the AVX.
I could see it.
And
I could see it. It's up
and
there.
and I tell you, it was, it was crippling. It was debilitating. I
Oh
hated
man,
it.
it's horrible.
And then but there are so many tools out now that Sharp Cap, simply spend the $15 and you can polar line very
Yep.
easily. It's just almost, I would say, just as good as a pole master if you get the ASI Air. If you're gonna get the ASI Air, you've got it already in there. So you don't have to worry about it. You just go to the polar alignment feature and you just follow the steps. And
Yep.
it's easy as 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
And you will get polar aligned, just as good as the pole master or Sharp Cap.
Well, you could. He's asking if you could polar align. So you can polar align the Sky Guider with the ASI Air. You can polar align it with that. So the Sky Guider does have altitude alignment adjustment knobs.
It does.
So that's not a problem. All you need to do is use the ASI Air polar alignment routine, and you should be fine. So that would take care of that.
One thing you need to do is you have to manually move your RA, because you have to tilt it. You have to tilt, you have to turn your RA, I think about maybe just under around 60 degrees.
Yep.
So you have to do that manual move and then lock it in and then let it, because
Yeah, won't go to.
it's not, because it doesn't go to
Just like
anything like
just
that.
like Sharp Cap.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so I think it's just it's like a wheel in the middle. You just undo the wheel, you turn it, tighten up the wheel.
lock it back, turn up the wheel, and then continue on.
Yep.
One of the things, Josh, if you are polar aligning every night, if you're not sitting on a pier, if you're actually dragging your tripod out, however you're doing that, if you've got a dedicated spot, like if you're doing it in your yard or in your driveway or something, one of the things that you can do is kind of get your polar alignment locked in once, really solid, so everything is just as close as you can possibly get it. And then simply tape off the areas where your feet are on the tripod, on your concrete, and then just put a little spray paint down on there,
Yep.
and that way when you take it out there again, all you got to do is set that tripod right back down on those paint spots, and you're in. You're right there. Now, you don't have to guess if you're within 10 degrees of Polaris. You're right there. Then it's just a matter of going through the process with Sharp Cap or Pole Master or ASI or whatever you're doing. You don't have to sit there and look at it and say, oh, well, heck, okay, now I need, I'm not close enough. I need to actually move my tripod to get it. That sucks. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Or you could do like
And
what I did.
That's exactly what I did. I put some pavers, in my backyard, set my AVX on the pavers. And then when I got everything polar aligned, I actually did. I took a permanent marker and I marked them off, and then then I painted it. But yeah, then now I know.
Yep.
Boom, it goes right there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, what I did, I'm in grass, right? So I'm on grass. So basically, I did before I got the pier, all I did was I grabbed Pepper and I put him in the spot, and I just sat him there until he peed where my leg is supposed to be. So I burned the grass with the dog pee.
Yeah, Ernie, that's exactly what I'm saying. I use pavers. Um,
Eric wasn't
Edmund
that was
Hubble
right
is
over.
rolling
Eric wasn't even
service
listening to
over
me on
there.
that one.
no,
You know,
no, no.
you didn't even hear me.
So I mean, yeah, you know, you don't want once you get a go-to mount and you have an ideal spot for it where it can, you know, because that's one thing, you don't have to move it around anymore.
Yeah.
Because many times, and this was me, I would set up my mount, get it balanced, and if I'm only using, you know, one scope or one setup, I would actually leave the mount there if it's in your back, if it's safe enough for you.
Yeah.
And I
Yep.
would just cover up
Cover it up.
my mount, cover it up, and then I would bring everything else inside.
That's what I do. Even with the Pure, that's what I do now.
You know, and then, you know, and then when I have to, I just go back out there and I hook it back, you know, I mount everything back up. I do my balance again, a quick balance test, and things are usually roughly already aligned. Now the ground's going to settle, so you're going to have to do I will still do a polar alignment, but it won't be as bad.
Yeah, you'll be at a good starting point.
You'd be at a really good starting point. Yeah.
Yeah, because even with my Peer, I mean, I'm still, even though I'm not in a crime-ridden area. Nobody's gonna. All my neighbors look out for each other. This is not, you know, not a high crime area. But I still, to this day, I don't feel comfortable leaving my telescope outside with the eagle, with all the other stuff, the cameras and all that. I just don't
When you
feel
get to a certain
comfortable.
point, yeah.
Yeah, if I had a roll-off roof that was lockable and stuff like that, then different story. But right
Yep.
now, I'm just not doing it. I'd be happy just putting the pier outside, the tripod outside, and be done with it. As a matter of fact,
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna think about getting a
Hey,
tri-pier for the
Cinto.
EQ6R and throw that out there. Hey, Sento, I think you said that.
Yeah.
Is that the serious? Is it, I don't know what? What does that say? Is that the serious telescope alignment method? Oh, the dog star. Okay, that's the pepper alignment. You know,
Yeah.
that's sort of. But
But
it's
yeah, but
10:04.
Josh, yeah, it's about that time, guys.
It's 10:04. That went quick.
Yeah. I
But
mean, if you, Josh, if you have questions, I mean, feel
yep,
free to shoot us emails, man.
yep.
Okay, so it's okay. So let's say I don't have the ability to get them out this year. What would be the best thing I could do to add to my set for under $800?
Um,
If you can't get them out,
wait. So
Is he
what?
shooting one-shot color?
yeah. He has a DSLR. He's using a
Oh,
7.
What's the best thing I could do to add to my setup for under $800?
I would
filters.
consider either you could start with the guiding.
Yeah, I would start with
You
the
know,
guide. Yeah, I agree with that.
I would start. You know, you can start with getting a ZWO or a small Orion guide scope. Um, get that set up. I don't know because I'm assuming you with your DSLR you are using lenses, or are you doing an actual? Do you have an actual telescope? So
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
think he
sure
said he
about
had a
that.
red cat.
Okay,
yeah,
if
he
you have
said
a
a
red cat,
51.
Yeah, the
okay,
51.
great. Then I would also think about getting just what same as what Dan got. Think about going to, like, say, Deep Sky Dad, or going to like a Gina Astro. Look into these kits where you can purchase the kit. They're like
Yep.
3D printed,
Yeah, they're all 3D
and
printed.
yeah, and then you can get not astro guiding, but autofocus setup where you can purchase also a ZWO EAF, and you can use that, and then that can be set up, and it has instructions in there so you can start doing your auto focusing.
Yep.
Doesn't the Red Cat
If you
have a
don't have it
Crayford?
already, no, it's helical.
No. Yep. It's helical.
Oh, it's helical.
It's
Yep.
helical.
Oh,
It's
so
helical.
yeah, the Deep Sky Dad would definitely be the way to go.
Yeah.
Either
So it's helical.
the AF3 or you could get the ZWO EAF,
Yes.
and you can do that. And you could get,
So
just like Eric
stuff
was
like
talking
that.
about. Gina
Yeah.
has the kit for the EAF, or Deep Sky Dad also has the kits, which is what I just purchased right here.
Yep.
And they're cheap. I mean, this one was for the EAF mounting kit, $120.
Hmm.
And you know what he
But
came out with? You know what he came out with? He came out with 3D printed counterweights. And yeah, they're actually pretty for like $20, right?
wow.
And they're hollow in the middle. They got
Oh wow.
M5 and M6 screws on each side.
Hmm.
You open it up, you put whatever garbage you want to put in there, tighten it
Let's
back up,
shot.
and then you got it. You got 3D printed counterweight.
I know it. But Josh, this is if you're not gonna get a mount, those would be the things I would recommend with a Red Cat. However, the thing you have to keep under consideration your weight,
Yeah,
because when you're adding
still
all this
stuck at
on,
11.
you're adding on more weight, and once you get over that 11-pound threshold,
I would say once you get over 9, I mean literally.
Yeah, I was going to say
Once
11.
you
You're
add
pushing it at 11.
once you add the camera on the Red Cat, you're at 8. Now you're adding a filter slider and a filter. You know, you're over 9. You know,
yes,
so
now you're already over.
I mean, I would
I
tell
wouldn't
you to
push it. I
bite the
wouldn't push it
bullet,
past 9.
bite the bullet,
Get the mount.
get the mount.
Get the mount.
You know, and
Get
you
the
know what? To
mount.
be that honest with you, I'll tell you what I said before. You're not getting a mount tomorrow. It's not happening. They're so backordered on everything, unless if you're spending, you know, you're getting a Paramount, you know, because they have them, because they're like $8,000, you know. So, you know, you can get those. But the regular mounts, the 40 or even 30 subclasses, they're going to be tough to get for a while. So get yourself on a list, put $100 down, pay a little bit more. By the time you pay it off, you'll have it, and at least you won't be
Yep.
waiting another year to get it.
Exactly.
You know, and even if you don't buy it, you put some money down. Okay, you know what? I want to get the L Extreme. Okay, put the money towards that. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. But I would tell you to bite the bullet and get them out, because
Yeah, absolutely.
you know if you know you're gonna go better. I mean, you know, the Red Cat's good on its own with the Star Adventure. I'm not the Sky Guider, but you just got to be careful with the weight allotment on that.
Yes.
You're close to topping out as it is. So just be careful.
Yeah, take it from me. I had I was on the other end of that spectrum, you know, with the CGXL, and that had a payload capacity of 75 pounds, and I found myself 5 pounds over that, you know, with all the stuff that I had with the C14, and I probably shouldn't have been 5 pounds over. I should have probably been 10 pounds under.
Yeah.
With the CGXL. The CGXL is a great mount for a fully loaded 11.
Yeah.
You know, with
Yep.
with the Eagle, with the full image train, the OAGs, the cameras, all your filter drawers, filter sliders, filter wheels, whatever you're doing, you know, and all the cabling. That CGXL mount will run an 11 great. I will not do a 14. It'll do a bare naked 14. It won't do a fully loaded. Take it from somebody who owns one.
Mark's late to the party. He's just talking about now the All Ultimate. You know, we've been talking about that for an hour and 10 minutes. But that's okay. Good job, Mark.
I think he's drinking.
Stop drinking. Josh, last question. Is there a go-to mount I should avoid?
Ooh.
Oof.
I don't know if we want to point the finger, do we?
Yeah, probably not. Talk to us on the side. Send us an email if you want more information on that. If you want to know things that you want to avoid, it really comes down to where you want to go. Do you want to future-proof it? What your budget is, and that's pretty much it. Because there are some go-tos that are better than others, absolutely. But if you want to know specifics on certain models, send us an email, and then we'll definitely get back.
Yeah, the only thing that I would say to that is, you know, is avoid the mounts that are going to wind you up in divorce court.
Yeah. Sento, send me an email about that Sharp Star. I'll let you know my true feelings about the Sharp Star. And then they're not very good, but but yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
10:15. All right,
yep,
let's all have a good Thanksgiving. Just
exactly.
some final thoughts. Um, December 10th, we have the Star Aid, Henrik, from the Star Aid. December 17th, we have the giveaway for the camera on the Amy Astro show on the 17th. Um, so if you want to be involved in the giveaway, email me with your email address. Don't give me your address yet because I don't want to know where you live if you don't win. So, I don't want to put a whole new address book in there. Um, but so if you want to be involved in it, just send me an email, and I'm gonna cover up Scott's face again. You can send it right there, and he's creeping. He's creeping on us. Um, but send it there. Send me your email address, and I'll put you in the list. And we're gonna do the raffle for the giveaway for the planetary camera. So that's gonna be cool. Um, we are going to have Mr. Stoyanov from APT coming on very soon. We're just gonna lock down a date with him. He just came out with version 3.9, which was a huge release for APT, for you APT users out there. So he's going to be coming on, probably going to be on a recorded show. And first quarter of 2022 already. 2022, we're going to have Filippo, Omar, and Tom from Prima Lucha Labs. So come hang out with us. That's pretty much all I got. Eric, final thoughts?
No, nothing. But just whoever everybody here in the states and whoever celebrating Thanksgiving, enjoy your holiday. If you're into
Yep.
football, enjoy the football games or
Yep.
whatever. But enjoy the time with your families, and hopefully you got some clear skies and you'll be able to take advantage of it.
Yeah. Mr. Scott?
Yep. Ditto. Yeah. Feel the same way. Happy Thanksgiving to all, and always remember what you're thankful for. Stay grateful. Don't be
Absolutely.
hateful. Stay grateful.
Ah, there you go. That
Much
rhymes.
better place to be.
You're a poet and didn't know
Mm.
it. All right.
My pleasure. Yeah, our pleasure, Josh. I mean, you can come on back onto the show, and come on back and ask us more questions.
Yeah, Josh has been on for the
Yeah.
past couple of weeks, but
Okay.
yeah,
Awesome.
so keep on coming back. Um, Everybody, thank you so much. I'm very thankful for everybody that actually has been, supporting the show over the past couple of years. We couldn't do it without an audience or people to come and hang out with us. So thank you to all you
Absolutely.
guys that have supported us through the years, and we appreciate it. So thank you for that.
Yes.
And that being said, everybody have an awesome Thanksgiving. Don't drink too much. Don't eat too much. And as always, remember, keep imaging, keep
Don't eat
educating,
too much.
and clear skies. And we'll see you Friday night on AstroWorld Beginners Q&A. Have a good night,
Tomorrow I'm gonna be
everybody.
in a food coma. Food
Uh,
coma tomorrow.
yeah, we'll roll into the studio. Have a good night.